Just take this down, sample 1. Your A is given to be 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, minus 1, 1, 1, 4, and the column, given column B is 0, 0, 5. We will try solving the system Ax equal to B. Okay. What is the first step? First, you have to write down the augmented matrix. We are trying to understand the meaning of the previous proposition, so I will use the similar notations, M equal to the block matrix AB. So using these notations, M, when it comes to the problems, it is not necessary there. Just to make the proposition clear, I am using the similar notations. So here I have to go for the augmented matrix, that is 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, minus 1, 1, 1, 4. And then you have to combine with that column B, which is 0, 0, 5. Okay. Now you apply the row operations. Start with this matrix 1, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1, minus 1, 0, 1, 1, 4, 5. Okay. I have given here a pretty simple matrix so we can easily do the operations. First row already has a pivot there in the first position, so we'll keep it as it is. Second row, what you could do, you can go for R2 minus R1. That is, you're multiplying the first row with minus 1 and adding it to the second row. Okay. And we will go for R3 minus R2. We'll check what happens. Remember, there is a pivot here in the first row, in the first position, 1st position, there is a pivot, and all the entries below the pivot must be zeros, right? Row echelon form definition says all the entries below the pivot are zeros. So I have to reduce the first column entries below the pivot to 0. So this will be 0. You would get minus 1, and then minus 2, 0. Here 0, 0, 5, and 5. And then 1, 2, 1, 0 as it is. The first non-zero entry of the second row should always be plus 1. Here it is minus 1. So what we have to do, multiply R2 with minus 1. Okay, multiplying the second row with minus 1, you would get 1, 2, 0 here. And then here also in the last row, in the third row, you have to see that the first non-zero entry is always plus 1, which is called as a pivot. Here it is 5. So we'll multiply the last row with 1 by 5. So the last row becomes 0, 0, 1, 1. Now the pivots are there in all the 3 rows. All the 3 rows have a pivot. The entries below the pivot are zeros. I have to see that the entries above a pivot are also zeros. Dotted line, okay. That is just to differentiate between which is the column that has to come on the right side of the system given to us. You can mark that in the book. Usually they do that. You can do it, no problem. It's always safe, in fact, to draw those dotted lines, because at the end you will remember that the column which is after the dotted line should go to the right side. Okay, even if you don't write it, it is understood. But when you write the new system, that is A dash x equal to B dash, the B dash has to be the last column. That you need to remember. Okay? B dash won't be the given B. B dash will be the last column that you get after applying all these row operations. So it is good if you write the dots. Even if you don't write, that is not wrong. No problem. You can do that. So now I have to make the entries above pivot 0. So what we'll do, you see there, second row, there is 1. and then above that there is 2, so I have to make that entry 2 0. So you have to go for R1 minus 2R2, and also here there is 2, so R2 minus 2R3, 1. This 1 will not change because below that there is 0 already. 2 will change to 0, and 1 minus 4, you get minus 3 and 0 there. And the second row would be 0 1, that 2 will vanish, that becomes 0, and 0 minus 2 is minus 2. Then the last row is 0 0 1 1. Anything else has to be done, or can I stop with this? If you want to come to the actual row echelon form, what else needs to be done here? So it is not that with this matrix which I have ended up, I will try solving the system and then get the solution. You can always do that. But we go for one standard, that is, try coming to the row echelon form so that everybody will come to the same form and then solve that. The solution will give you the solution of the given system. It's not wrong if you stop at this point and solve this, because this matrix also can be, this system also can be solved easily. But we will always try standardizing this. What I have to do, I have to see that the entries above a pivot are 0. So this minus 3 has to be made 0 there, which is in the third column. So you have to go for R1 plus 3 times R3. Okay. R3 is very safe here because you have the first two entries of the row 3, R3 zeros. So it will not affect the first two entries of the first row. So 1 remains as it is, 0 as it is, minus 3 plus 3 becomes 0, and 0 plus 3, you get 3 there, and then 0, 1, 0, minus 2, 0, 0, 1, 1. Now we can solve the system. Now this matrix is A dash and the last column is B dash. We were asked to solve Ax equal to B. Now it's enough if you solve A dash x equal to B dash. Just look at what is A dash. The new system A dash x equal to B dash is, if you look at A dash, you see that A dash is identity, right? 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 into x, which has 3 unknowns, x1 x2 x3, that's equal to B dash. What is B dash? Don't write the given vector B 0 0 5. No, it should be 3 minus 2 1. I hope there is no mistake in the calculations or computations. If there is any, please let me know. I hope it is fine. You can once again cross check. The 3 minus 2 1 have to write as B dash. 3 minus 2 1. So what would be x1, x2 and x3? Since A dash is identity, we would easily get x1, x2, x3. What is x1?
3.
Yeah, x1 is 3, x2 is minus 2, because when you multiply with the identity matrix, you'll get the same column back, x1, x2, x3. So you'll get the answers directly. So this will be the solution of A dash x equal to B dash, and that is also a solution of the given system Ax equal to B. Therefore, there's only one solution. You see that you got a unique solution. 3 minus 2, 1 is the only solution of Ax equal to B. This has to be, because in one of the results we have justified that the system that you get A dash x equal to B dash after applying the row operations, that system and the given system will always have the same set of solutions. So in example 1, you got a unique solution, only one solution. You can cross check. What you can do later is the solution that you got, the vector 3 minus 2 1, you multiply it on the right side of the matrix A and check whether you get 0 0 5. 3, I can cross check with 3. So 3 minus 4 plus 1, yes, you get 0. So check that. You multiply A with the 3 minus 2, 1 and check that you get 0, 0, 5 itself. Then your answer is right. So this system has a unique solution. Now I will make some small changes in the same matrix. I'll make this entry minus 1. Okay. I have to erase everything. So this is going to be minus 1 now. That 4 has changed to minus 1. So what happens? You can start with the row reduction till I erase these things. Apply row operations and simplify. Check what happens to the final matrix or what you can conclude looking at the reduced matrix. First row, we'll keep it as it is. Second, the same operation. Here, you would get minus 1. Here, you'll get minus 2 and 0. And so what have we done? R2 minus R1. And then R3 minus R2. This would be 0. This would be 0. This will also be 0. You will be left with 5 there. Okay. And then go for 1, 2, 1, 0. 0. After multiplying the second row with the minus 1, you would get 1, 2, and 0. And you can multiply by 1 by 5 to the last row, you get 0, 0, 1. Can I stop at this point and make some conclusion right now? If you know what the previous proposition says. To come to the row echelon form, I have to make still some more changes. That is, I have to make these 2 zeros and all that. But what can you conclude looking at R3? Look at R3. Look at the pivot where it is present. It is present in the last column, right? The pivot, that is the first non-zero entry here, that is present in the last column. So even if I try reducing it further and come down to the row reduced form, okay, making the 0. So I think I can do that. You have to go for R1 minus 2 times R2. That gives you 1, 0, minus 3, 0, 0, 1, 2, 0, and 0, 0, 0, 1. Now the matrix is in the row echelon form. But look at this B dash. The column B dash is having a pivot in it. So if you try writing down A dash is equal to B dash, the last equation will be 0 into x1 plus 0 into x2 plus 0 into x3 is equal to 1. So you would get 0 equal to 1, okay, which is not valid. That says the system A dash x equal to B dash will not have a solution. And if this has no solution, Ax equal to B will not have a solution. It follows from the previous proposition which says whenever the last column B dash has a pivot, it has no solution. So at this point, you can mention that as B dash contains a pivot, A dash is equal to B dash has no solution. Hence, Ax equal to B has no solution. Ax equal to B has no solution. I hope this is clear. So you don't have to try solving again because once you get a pivot in the last column, pivot in the sense there is some row which is having its first non-zero entry inside the last column. Okay, look at here. The third row of this matrix is having its pivot. Pivots are present in rows. Okay, pivots are present in rows. So the pivot of the last row is present in the column B dash. That should not happen. Okay. Pivot of any row should not be present in the last column. Then that equation, corresponding equation, becomes meaningless. It will give you 0 equal to 1 case. Therefore, here your conclusion is the given system has no solution. So the first example had a unique solution. This has no solution. We will look at one more. Okay. So that was the second example, okay, making some minor changes in the previous system itself. Third one is I'll take some simple case where you have to solve, say, 3x less 6y minus 3z minus 8 equal to 0. You have to solve this equation. There is only one equation. What shall we do? We will try writing it in the matrix notation. You can directly solve this, no problem. There are three unknowns in one single equation, so you know what to do. You have to give arbitrary values to some of the variables and solve for one of them. I'm just trying to analyze this in terms of that proposition. Okay. So we will write down in the matrix notation, given equation can be rewritten as 3x plus 6y minus 3z equal to 8. That is, you write in the matrix notation of 3, 6 minus 3 into x, y, z is equal to 8. All this work is not required. Remember that you can directly solve it. I'm trying to analyze the problem, the previous proposition as I told you. So here, what is the matrix A? A is just this matrix, row matrix, 3, 6, minus 3. And B has only that one entry. It's like a 1 by 1 matrix. This is B. And how do you solve? Usually, what is the method? I have to go for the augmented matrix AB. Now, in this case, augmented matrix is this one row combined with that B, which is that one single entry 8. Okay. So here. Now I will reduce this to the row echelon form. What is the row echelon form? When there is only one row, I have to see that the first non-zero entry is made 1. And if I have to do that, I have to multiply this one single row by 1 by 3. If I multiply by 1 by 3, this would be 1, 2, minus 1, and I would get 8 by 3 there. And that is our B dash. This matrix is already in the row echelon form now. This is A dash, this is B dash. Look at A dash. The first column is having a pivot. There are 3 columns. Or let me write down what is A dash. So we have to solve A dash x equal to B dash. Okay, that is A dash is 1, 2, minus 1. And there is x. X has 3 entries, x, y, z, or you can write x1, x2, x3 also. Then there is 8 by 3. If you compare with the proof of the converse in the proposition, what it says, whenever the last column has no pivot, you have to look for the columns which have a pivot and which do not have a pivot. In the first problem which we discussed, all the 3 columns had a pivot there. In fact, it was the identity matrix. All the 3 columns had a pivot. So we directly got what is x1, what is x2, and what is x3. Now here, the 3 columns don't have a pivot. Only the first column has a pivot, right? Only this column has a pivot. Second and the third columns don't have a pivot. So according to the proposition, what we have to do at this point, you have to look for the non-pivotal columns, that is columns which do not contain a pivot. Corresponding to those variables, you have to give arbitrary values and solve for the variable which corresponds to a pivotal column. Your first column has a pivot. Second and the third columns don't have a pivot. What is the second and the third variable? It is y and z. Earlier case, it would be x2 and x3. Now it is y and z. So for y and z, you give arbitrary values. Okay. And if you write down the equation, it gives you x plus 2y minus z is equal to 8 by 3. You give values to y and z as say some a and b. We'll do that. So assign, or you can write let y be equal to a and z be equal to b. If you're solving the system in the set of real numbers, you can choose a and b to be any two real numbers. You will have uncountably many options, okay? Infinitely many choices for a and b. Then solve for x. Then what is your equation? I have to go back. If you simplify the LHS, it would be x plus 2y minus z. X plus 2y minus z is equal to 8 by 3. Gives you x is equal to what? 8 by 3 minus 2a. You are taking the value of y as a plus b, where a and b are arbitrary real numbers. Therefore, what are the solutions of the given that one single equation? All columns of the form, okay, what is x? You got x as, I have to broaden that column, otherwise I cannot write. Just a second. So x is 8 by 3 minus 2a plus b. For y you have given the value as a, and for z you have taken the value as b. So x, y, z is the column where a and b are arbitrary real numbers, is the set of all solutions of, what is that equation? 3x plus 6y minus, is it 3z? Yeah, 3z minus 8 is equal to 0. All solutions. X is in terms of a and b, y is a, z is b. So you give values to a and b. You can take a and b to be 0. You can take a equal to 1, b equal to 1, a equal to 2, b equal to minus 1, anything. So you will get infinitely many solutions here. So we had three problems where the first one had only a unique solution, second one had no solution, and this is an example where we have infinitely many solutions. It is not necessary you need to have only one equation. Even if you have more equations, and if you see that in the last row echelon form has some column which is not having a pivot in it, okay, which doesn't have a pivot in it, in that case, you give the arbitrary value to the corresponding variable. So you will be getting infinitely many solutions in such case. I'll erase all these. We will prove one small result. Or if you want one more example, I can just mention. You try this. Or I will prove the result first and then give that problem. That's more appropriate. So this corollary, we'll prove this corollary. This is about solving a system of homogeneous equations. What is the system of homogeneous equations? Homogeneous equations, the right hand side column B is 0 column. Okay, you're solving a system of the form Ax equal to 0. If A is of order m by n, you'll have a matrix of order m by n, and you'll have a column with n unknowns, that is of order n by 1, and the RHS is a 0 column of order m by 1. There will be m zeros in it. So whenever we have the system of the form Ax equal to 0, it's called as a homogeneous linear system or a system of homogeneous equations. And when this system is given, can somebody immediately give me one solution which always satisfies this? Whatever the matrix A is. This system of homogeneous equations always has a solution. Which is that? One solution. We will find out other solutions also. Ax equal to 0. So what are you looking at? Given a matrix A is given to you. You are looking for some column X with n entries, which multiplied with A should give you a 0 column. So I've made it clear. So what column I can take so that the resulting product will always be 0? Nishat? Nishat, can you answer me? Nishat or Diksha? Somebody was trying to unmute. Diksha? What can I take x as? Or Nishad, can you try? Simple it is. I have to take a column which multiplied with any matrix will give me zero column. Kanchana?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you answer? What column can I take here? What entries I can take in that column so that when I multiply it with any matrix will result in the zero column.
Zero.
Zero. You take n by column where all the entries are zeros.
Okay.
That's all. Whatever the entries in A, B, okay, I don't know what are there in A, but whatever A has, when you multiply that with the column containing zeros, you will always get zero. So we know that the homogeneous system Ax equal to 0 always has one solution for sure, which is that the zero column, unlike the previous case, where if any arbitrary column B is given to you on the RHS, when you come to that row reduced form after computing A dash B dash, if B dash has a pivot in it, then the given system will not have a solution. But system having no solution, that case will not arise when B is taken to be the zero column. Okay, when B is zero column, x equal to 0 vector is always going to be a solution. If I take a 3 by 4 matrix A, okay, and take a column containing 4 zeros, that is always the solution of this system. Here there are 3 zeros, remember? Matrix multiplication is compatible only when I have the orders taken in this way. So the column with the 4 zeros is always a solution. So definitely there is one solution. We are interested in knowing, is there any other solution possible for Ax equal to 0 or not? So this corollary speaks about that. If we take a homogeneous system Ax equal to 0, where m is less than n, the total number of rows is less than the total number of columns. Or in other words, the number of equations. Remember, when I go for Ax equal to B, where A is of order m by n, then B is of order m by 1, remember, and X is of order n by 1, you will have exactly m equations, right? You'll have m equations, and how many unknowns? N unknowns. Keep this in mind. The total number of rows gives you the total number of equations. And the order of the column X, which is that n by 1, it has n entries, so n unknowns. Those x1, x2, etc., xn are called as unknowns. So now if I look at the homogeneous system Ax equal to 0, where A is of order m by n, I'm considering m equations in n unknowns. Okay, m equations in n unknowns. And if m happens to be less than n, the number of equations is less than the number of unknowns, in such case, the given system will always have a non-trivial solution. Trivial solution is the zero vector. You can always get a non-trivial solution whenever the number of equations is less than the number of unknowns. This is the corollary. Okay, this corollary is all about that. Let Ax equal to 0 be a homogeneous linear system of m equations in n unknowns. Let X equal to 0 be a homogeneous linear system of m equations in n unknowns with m strictly less than n. Number of equations strictly less than the number of unknowns. Or if you are looking at the matrix A, number of rows in A is less than the number of columns. Number of rows is less than the number of columns. Then Ax equal to 0 has a non-trivial solution. What do we mean by non-trivial? Non-trivial is a column where there is at least one non-zero number, one non-zero entry. Zero column is called as the trivial solution because that happens to be a solution of Ax equal to 0 every time. That's always a solution. That is trivial one. This will have a non-trivial solution when m is strictly less than n. The non-trivial solution. It's just a simple observation which follows from the proposition itself. This is the corollary of the previous proposition. Okay. So consider the system Ax equal to 0. And if I have to use the same procedure, what I have to do? I have to form the augmented matrix. I'll do this in the other slide so that erasing becomes easier. Yes. So, okay. Ax equal to 0 we are solving. Remember, m is less than n. If I have to use the actual procedure of row reduction, I have to compute the augmented matrix. Now, what is our column B? Column B is the column of zeros. Okay. Column of zeros. Usually we write AB. Now the column B is 0 column. Then I have to apply a sequence of row operations, right? Sequence of row operations and reduce it to the row echelon form. Row echelon form, what is a row echelon form? You apply row operations. Remember, column wise, we don't apply any operations here. We apply operations to the rows. You multiply a row with some scalar, or you add a scalar multiple of row to another row, or you interchange two rows. Okay, all those three operations are allowed. But what will happen to this block even after applying all those operations? Since the operations are done row wise, and since every entry in this last column is 0, whatever operation you perform, that block will never be affected. So it remains as 0 itself. Okay. You multiply that row with anything or you interchange two rows, all the entries are zeros there in that last column. So zeros will remain as zeros. So you don't have to, in fact, form this augmented matrix. Like when you have to solve the homogeneous system, Ax equal to 0, you can just start with A itself and apply the row operations and find out what happens to A. Because the second block remains as it is. In earlier case, B will change to some new block B dash, but here it is a 0 column, it will remain a 0 column itself. So now solving Ax equal to 0 is equivalent to solving A dash x equal to 0 again. There is no change in B or B dash. It is 0 still. That's why I said you don't have to do this augmented matrix and apply row operations. It's left to you. It's your choice because even if you add this last column or don't add, that column will not change. It will be 0 here. It will be 0 there also. Okay. So just start with A and apply row operation. So A dash is in the row echelon form now. What is a row echelon form? You will have every row having its first non-zero entry as 1. If there are if there are only zeros, you just see that the 0 rows are all below. Okay. Because if one row is 0, in the row echelon form, you see that all the rows below that are zeros. So in between the matrix, if you find any 0 row, you just interchange with the last row and bring that 0 row to the last position. That's all. So what is the maximum number of pivots this matrix A dash can have? A dash is in the row echelon form now. At the maximum, how many pivots it can have? Remember, A is of order m by n. A dash is also of order m by n. Row number m, total number of rows, m is strictly less than n. Keep this in mind. So I want to know what is the maximum number of pivots you can have in the matrix A dash. A dash. Pivot is, a pivot can be present in each row and a row can have exactly one pivot. Either a row has a pivot or no pivot, but each row has exactly one pivot. Therefore, what is the maximum number of pivots we can have?
M.
M. Is that right? Veena, is the answer right? Is it M or N? What is the maximum number of pivots we can have? Veena, can you hear me? Yeah, it has to be M. Why here number of rows is less? See, I'll draw it in this way. It's a rectangular matrix, broad. Okay, width is larger, m is smaller here. Okay, number of columns is more. Number of columns is more. Lengthwise, it is shorter. And you know that each row can have exactly one pivot, or there may be rows having no pivot. So at the maximum, you can have m pivots. That's all. Since one row cannot have more than one pivot, at the maximum you will have m pivots. We will use that fact. If let R denote the number of pivots in A dash. Okay, what is A dash? The row echelon form of the matrix A, where A is the coefficient matrix in the given system, Ax equal to 0. Let R denote the number of pivots. Then, as you all said, R has to be less than or equal to M, and it is given M is strictly less than N. That says the total number of pivots, that is R, is strictly less than N. Okay? The total number of pivots is strictly less than the number of columns. So when you look at the columns of the matrix A dash, when you look at the columns of the matrix A dash, there has to be at least one column which is not having a pivot. I hope it is clear because this number R is strictly less than N. Say R happens to be 2. If R is 2 and the number of rows is 3 and number of columns is 5. 2 is the number of pivots here. There are 5 columns altogether. That says when you look at the columns, there are 3 columns having no pivot, right? Because the total number of pivots is 2. And each column can have exactly one pivot again because pivot of the next row is to the right side, right? Same column cannot have two pivots. If the total number of columns is 8, then you'll have exactly 6 columns having no pivot. We will use this idea now, okay, in justifying the corollary. Let A dash be the row echelon form. You can write the hypothesis given. Let Ax equal to 0 be a homogeneous linear system of m equations in n unknowns with m less than n. You can write up to that, what is given here. Then you mention let A dash be the row echelon form of A. Let R be the number of pivots in A dash. Let R be the number of pivots in A dash. Then, as we discussed already, R is less than or equal to M, which is strictly less than N. So, there are how many columns? So, there are N minus R columns having no pivot. Okay, there are precisely N minus R columns which don't have pivots in them. Now, if you use the procedure which is given in the previous proposition, what that says in the converse, whenever there is a column having no pivot, you give arbitrary value to the corresponding variable. Say if the fourth and the fifth columns don't have a pivot, for the variable x4 and x5, you will be giving an arbitrary value and solve for the remaining variables. Okay. If there are two columns having a pivot, if say second and the third and the fifth one don't have a pivot, for x2, for x3 and x5, you give arbitrary values and solve for x1 and x4. So you are free to give arbitrary values and solve for the remaining variables. That says the solution exists and the solution is non-trivial because you can give any value to those variables corresponding to those columns having no pivot. Here there are exactly n minus r columns. If r happens to be 3 and n is 4, I will have one column having no pivot. Corresponding to that variable, I will give some arbitrary value. When I am free to give an arbitrary value, I'll give a value which is non-zero. So if there is at least one xj value, one unknown xj, which is non-zero, the column x will be non-zero. If I take the solution vector, where there is in one position, I am taking some number 5 and rest of them are zeros, still the column is a non-zero column. So thus we have concluded that this system Ax equal to, the system A dash x equal to 0 will have a non-trivial solution, which also gives you a solution of Ax equal to 0. Okay. So just that argument we have to mention here in this corollary. Let there be n minus, let there be r pivots then there are exactly n minus r columns having no pivot. By assigning arbitrary values to the variables corresponding to non-pivotal columns, non-pivotal in the sense those which don't have a pivot, okay? Corresponding to the non-pivotal columns, we get a non-trivial solution. Why non-trivial? Since you are giving the arbitrary values to some of the variables, you can always see that the solution is non-zero. Non-trivial is non-zero. We get a non-trivial solution of which system? You solved it now using A dash. So we get a non-trivial solution of A dash x equal to 0, hence a non-trivial solution of Ax equal to 0. Non-trivial solution of Ax equal to 0. So whenever you are given a homogeneous system, now I can, with this corollary, I can give you that example which I mentioned earlier. Okay, I'll erase all the inks here, then pen, yeah, this example. I will take A to be equal to the matrix. I'll just see that the number of rows is less compared to the number of columns. 2, 1, 3, 0. Solve x equal to 0. Okay. Here you see that the order is 2 by 4. Then you should know what should be the order of x. Okay. You should know what is the order of x. You should know that. X will have 4 unknowns, x1, x2, x3, x4. And 0 will have 2 zeros, 0, 0. X has order 4 by 1 and 0 has order 2 by 1. It follows because of the order of A, which is 2 by 4. Okay. Solve this. You reduce A to the row echelon form A dash first. Find out what is A dash. Since there are 2 rows, at the maximum you can have 2 pivots, right? 2 pivots. So you will get at least 2 columns having no pivot. If there is no pivot in the second and the say fourth column, then you give arbitrary value to x2 and x4. If there are no pivots in say third and the fourth column, you give arbitrary value say A and B to x3 and x4. That's how you work. Okay. Try solving the system and I want the solution in the next class. Okay. Give me all the solutions. You have to get infinitely many solutions in this case. It follows from the previous corollary itself. You will get infinitely many solutions. One solution is, of course, as we noted in the beginning, the 0 column, which has 4 zeros in it. Okay. This is always a solution. Other than that, you can get infinitely many solutions. What is the reason? Because the number of rows 2 is strictly less than 4 here. If you write down the system x equal to 0, you will have 2 equations in 4 unknowns. Whenever m is less than n, the given system of homogeneous equations has to have a non-trivial solution.